What's up, y'all? Good morning.
What's up, what's up?
It is the Mama's Den, and I'm here with my favorite ladies. It's your girl, Ashley.
Hey, what's up? It's Melanie Fiona.
Cody here.
And this is Felicia. Okay, so to start this out, I have a question for y'all. Okay, can we all go around in a circle and say what we're grateful for?
The way Felicia's holding the mic,
not that. That's not what I'm saying.
This is Thanksgiving dinner.
No, can we all go in a circle and say what it is that we are currently working on in our lives? It can be like a project. It can be a project of self, a project of work, whatever. What's something that you want to share with us that you're working on?
You go first, clearly.
I'll go first.
Yeah, right? Working on my sanity.
I am working
You said your
on...
sanity?
What'd you say?
She said she's working on her sanity.
Girl, I'm working on my just like really trusting God on another level and surrendering to what is and releasing expectations and all those things. I feel like there's layers to that. And then, so that's something, okay, that's what we'll do. Say something personal that you're working on and say something within your career.
It's giving that final episode of And Just Like That. When she's like,
Oh,
everyone go around
yes. I ruined
and
it for
say
you.
one word, except not one word.
To describe
you.
you.
Did ruin it.
Oh, yeah, you'll be
Okay.
right.
Okay. So what I'm personally working on is surrendering to God and really just listening to God's voice and trusting on another level for ultimate liberation and peace of mind and all things. And then in work, what I feel, my nonprofit. We started a nonprofit, everybody. I'll tell you more about that. But that is what I've been working on work-wise. Okay, who's next?
That's cute for you. Why me? Why'd you look at me like that?
I don't know.
Mother.
I just made eye contact.
I know, it was very intense.
But it was like this.
I know.
I looked
There was nobody else to look at on that side.
When your mom look at you like, go.
Right?
Okay. Well, I am constantly, personally working on surrendering because I am a control freak to the 100th power. And so I feel like every day, I can't stand you.
Come on, content.
Every day I am working on surrendering to my marriage, surrendering to motherhood, and surrendering to myself. And just trying to really like accept things for what they are, accept people for who they are, and finding peace with that. I think my biggest flaw is that my sister told me this before she passed away. She was like, you want everybody to love the way you love. You want everybody to friend the way you friend. She was like, and it's just not, she was like, you were going to spend the rest of your life disappointed. And she was like, you just have to accept people for who they are and love people for who they are. And that just sounds so crazy to me because I am such a deep giver and a deeply considerate person and just like deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can call me at 2 a.m. and I'm going to answer the phone because that's just the type of girl I am.
You give a damn.
I do. But just
Except
because
your
people
notifications
don't
be
do,
off. But go ahead.
you said what?
Your notifications be off.
They do,
She
but
don't really want us to call.
I do keep my phone on Do Not Disturb.
That just depends if you in her
But
favorites list,
That's what I was
though.
about to say.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I get through every time.
That's just me pouring gasoline.
Your phone number is in my favorites list, all 3 of you. Okay?
Okay, all right.
I feel
Don't
it.
you worry. And I have certain people set so they can get past that. Don't
All
you
right,
worry
great.
about that.
Plus,
But
if we call 2 times, right?
Yeah.
It goes through?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah,
but
great.
everybody
Answer this
else talk to you in the morning. But no, I'm really just learning to accept things for what they are and not that it's not a negative, right? Like just because someone doesn't do the same thing that I would do doesn't mean that they don't care about me. But I have a lot of like abandonment issues and I'm a very defensive person. So if I feel like someone doesn't care about me or they don't like me, I'll just cut them off. That's just how I am. Like,
Wait,
I'll
did we
never
talk-
talk to him
It
again.
ain't
Did
none
we
that
talk
could
about
that
this?
bitch.
Did we talk about the Okay,
That's
did
my
we?
theme song. Oh, you don't like me? Cool. I don't like you either, bitch. Bye. If I was a dude, I'd be cold-blooded, man. Whew, Jesus.
Oh gosh. Okay. Did we talk about the refiling of friendships conversation?
Oh, no, but we can get into that.
Oh, okay. I have to say this, and then
Okay.
we have to hear from you guys too.
Okay.
Okay. So when we know that somebody that's in our lives, that's close to us, more specifically, and we know that they can't meet us where we're at, and not in a negative way, but just in a way of like what it is that I need, that seat you're sitting in, I need more from this chair, you know? And the whole idea of like not having to just cut somebody off, but you put them in a different part of the filing cabinet. Like I know where to place you, and that doesn't mean that you don't deserve love or you don't deserve connection with someone, but you just can't be like right here. Like,
Yeah, boy.
you know, so
I done
you know,
refiled
the
some people.
refiling instead of throwing it
I
into
think
the universe.
that's actually very evolved.
Yes.
Because I definitely it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. No problem.
Yeah, you do. Cancer.
You know, I'll be done. I got these claws for a reason in the crabs. Okay, come on now. We just be click.
But also, some people need that.
Some people do need that, but I do agree that I think even to bring it back to what I am working on. Ashley and I have been talking a lot offline, and we're in similar seasons of life, which is like that Cancer Capricorn connection.
Yes.
But it's been a season for me to work on not being reactive and being more in control of my emotions because that is
clearly. I'm sorry. I need to fucking relate
yes.
because I be looking. I'm like, damn, girl. Typically, your ass would have had an attitude right there.
Yes.
But you just over here.
Because I'm just trying to be more I'm trying to be more still in the chaos. I'm trying to be more peaceful in the war. I'm trying to be more in control of myself. And that comes with discipline, and it comes with self-awareness, and it comes with therapy. But to that point, you know, having relationships with people that are very close to you sometimes that you feel like, well, you occupy this seat. It's like, okay, this is still your seat, but we just got to move the seat a little further down the table to create some space. Because before I would just be like, well, I'm not going to have that person talk to me like that, treat me like that. I don't care who you are. Goodbye. And coming to a place where I've realized this person is valuable and special to me in my life in these ways.
Yes.
However, this is a part of who they are.
Yes.
And they are not going to change.
Yes.
So it is up to me to change my response to their behavior or who they are.
Yes.
And as long as that's not a complete sacrifice of self and you let someone disrespect you or use you or abuse you, I think that that's what I'm working towards is managing expectations and realizing that I cannot dictate understanding. And I have to have more compassion, even for the people that trigger you the most.
Girl.
And so that's what I've been working on there. And then professionally, we making music, y'all.
We can't wait.
Oh, wait. Professionally, my book is going to be out next year.
Oh, this is exciting.
I'm super excited.
Yes.
Oh, I
It is called The Forever Journal. It's green.
Yes, it is.
It's so beautiful. I'm super excited. But it also is like a piece of me. Oh, God, are those tears? Nope. Go back down, bitch.
Oh, my God.
That's not happening today. Not on a Tuesday.
Let it go, let it flow. Come on.
Crying is reserved for the weekends. No, but it is a part of me is kind of like closing a chapter of grieving for my sister.
Yes.
Oh, they're just gonna come.
They're just gonna
That's
come.
very
Just let them come.
It's okay.
Do you know how proud your sister is?
Yeah, girl.
Your sister is so proud of you. Yes.
Girl, just embrace it.
I don't feel like crying today.
It's okay.
Well,
now
your
you're
body feels like crying.
Get it out.
Your
And you
emotions
also-
are indicators. They're trying to tell you
Yes.
This is not just for you either, right? It's helpful.
Yes.
Because
it's so helpful.
Yeah. She's like not gonna speak though. Look at her.
No, I just
flow.
I mean, obviously, like I miss my sister so much, like every single day. I'm just really happy that I created something that I feel like can help a lot of families, help a lot of people honor people that they love while they're still living. Like that's the thing. It's like such a joyous thing because it's something that I regret and wish that like existed for my sister to do for her son before she passed and she couldn't. So I feel like there's so much beauty to it. Like that just knowing that people will be able to like capture those memories for their children and for their families. And I just can't wait till it's out because every time I do something, I think of her. She was like my biggest cheerleader. And she's a person who told me to move to New York. She's a person who was always just told me so much great advice. Like, Ashley, people will make time to do whatever they want, whether it's good or bad. And she just was like, I want you to make time for yourself. And I love you. And I'm so proud of you. Like the last conversation that her and I had was so beautiful. Like, and I think that's why I friend the way I do, you know, it's part trauma and just part like how me and my sister were. Like we just never left a conversation in a negative note. We were just like loved each other and each other's biggest fans and would always tell each other what we were proud of one another for. And I think that's why I'm like that with women. Like my husband is always like, oh my God, you give people so many compliments. And I'm like, I feel like it's important for people to know what's like dope about them. Like people don't say that enough. Like you're super pretty or you're so kind or I love your nails. Like all of these things are things that we do, that we care about and no one ever notices. And like, I notice everything, you know? So I'm just really excited for that book to come out. Super proud of myself because it's just hard to be able to do this. And I found my agent on my own, and like I did a lot of this on my own, like having a baby, and I was still like focused. And then I'm writing a graphic novel series based off of the middles, and it's called The Middles. And so I'm super excited about that. And I've been working on it, and just writing makes me feel so good, and like I'm living in my purpose. That's why my captions are so long on Instagram though. Like, but that is my purpose, you know?
Yeah.
Like even if I'm not getting paid from something, like every time that I write, I feel like I'm doing God a service of living through my, like doing what I'm supposed to be doing with my life.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. I'm really happy about my book because I just feel like it's just for my sister, and that makes me feel really, really good.
I'm excited.
Like I finished something, you know?
And
Yeah,
yes,
I'm excited.
And we're proud of you.
Thank you.
We're very proud of you. And it's a good feeling to be working on something, whether that's a concept, you carrying these ideas, you're carrying the grief, you're carrying the experiences, to have it like be a culmination of all of these things and to be able to like seal it and be like, it's done.
Yeah.
You know we love Capricorns love to cross off a list.
I
Okay,
do.
now we love it. So I'm very happy for your spirit. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy for
Thank you.
just for completing it. It's really something to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
And she even said that one day she was talking to me about like the cover. She sent me like a picture and she was just like, I was like, Ash, this is so dope. She's like, it is, right? She's like, it's actually happening. And I feel like I haven't like actually taken the moments of really being. So this is
like
the
Ash.
moment.
I know.
Yes.
I know. What's funny is I was going to plan a dinner. The only dinner I planned was a fake dinner for you. Remember when I planned my fake
you didn't even
celebration
come.
dinner? I was sick.
Not a fake
I planned
dinner.
to say,
Ooh, we
but it was
should
for
go to
her.
the
I
hotel
flipped her, but
again.
like, yeah, I'm gonna celebrate at some point. I want to celebrate. I got
Let's
a
do
book
a
deal.
hotel.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah, I'm
yes,
down.
I just
Birthday.
remembered that's how, wait, let
Let's
me
do
just
a
be
hotel
clear.
thing.
After the fire, that's how they got me out the house. We were having a dinner or a brunch to celebrate Ashley because she never celebrates herself. So her husband calls me and he's like, we're going to do this. And I'm like, of course I'll be there.
Of course. And then it was all her friends there, and then I couldn't
And
come
then
because
she
I got
wasn't
sick.
there.
I love
Rude.
this.
But I love you. But look how much I love you. That I made you a dinner even though I couldn't come.
But also you knew what would get me out the house.
yeah,
I have
you.
a question before you tell us what your personal and working thing on. When you're creating this album, it's an album, right?
Mhm. Well, it's an EP. It'll
EP.
be, yeah.
Okay. So
Girl,
when you're creating
please,
this EP,
I want to know the difference.
what is
LP is long playing. Extended play is short. So it's like just a few songs versus like 13 songs. or
Thank
whatever.
you. Thank you.
So what is your intent? What is your intention in creating like this body of work?
So I think where I'm at in this place in my life, it's really more of a space to give myself the freedom to just be
Yeah.
without, again, the expectations of who I've been, the association to what I've done, to really just be present in what it is and don't have the expectations for it to ever be the Grammy Award winning album or just literally just be the truest reflection of what I can do. And then also being in a space to be vulnerable again publicly in that way. You know, I've been
Yeah.
vulnerable in many other ways. And I think that that's been that way in music for me. But allowing myself to be in the studio and like create is a very vulnerable, it's like a faucet that needs to be turned on. And so I'm working through that in being in this space. And it's really cool for creativity. It's a good therapy practice for me, to be honest. But this album, I just want to be reflective of the truth of like who I am and what I've been through. And I think some of my other music has been through the experiences of other people and wanting to relate. But I think this is going to be the most personal chapter of my life.
I think that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
I'm excited because I feel like, and this is me just guessing, and I think about this all the time. I'm like, what is she going to talk about? And I'm like, she's probably going to talk about relationship because we know we expect relationship from you, right?
Yeah.
But then also I'm like, but now you're a mother to 2 kids, so I'm excited. And then you're like tapped in spiritually and in the wellness, so I'm like, oh, she about to be talking my life. I'm so excited. So that's why I'm in your business.
Yeah, I want to tell you that I'm super proud of you, Melanie, because I just
Yes.
know like it's been a journey to get back to this moment. And even when you said it's very vulnerable, like I really felt that. Like I can imagine for you walking back into a studio to just record is like a lot emotionally. And I'm just proud of you, friend, because having kids and getting back to this place is not easy. So kudos to you.
Thank you, friends.
Okay, come on,
I
Cody.
appreciate you. Okay, well, it's Cody Lynn's turn.
No, I really
What you
don't
working
even-
on, girl?
What are you working on?
First off,
personally?
I'm working on processing all of this. But also like just processing everything that's happening because I was not expecting this question. Okay. Here's looking at you, Felicia.
Barbara Walters
Honestly,
does not
I've been
like getting the
tapped
tables
in.
turned.
Okay.
So what am I working on? I mean, I would say overall, I'm probably working on taking better care of myself.
Yes.
I definitely feel a little bit like a broken record though. But taking better
We're not going to claim this broken
Okay,
record
okay, great.
because it's all progress.
Mm,
It's just different stages.
Okay.
You're in your progress.
Okay.
that's fair. I like
Taking
that.
better care of myself in every way, right? So trying to be present where I want to be present, right?
Mhm.
Spending time with my children, spending time with Tommy, like truly I feel like I'm very reactive. I have so much happening that I like have to respond to the things instead of like proactively thinking about the things. So trying to be much more cognizant of that. There's a lot of growth, uncomfortable growth and good growth happening at Black Love right now. And so for me, something that I've wanted to do for a really long time that I'm finally doing is getting an executive coach. I'm really excited
That's
about
fire.
it.
That's fire.
I'm really excited about
That's
it.
really helpful.
Yeah.
Because I censor myself
Mm.
more than I should, more than I would like to, and I need to sort of like find my voice.
Yeah.
Or at least tap into it because like it'd be back there like, oh, you can't say that, you can't say that, and I have to, I have to get it, I have to use it.
Oh, this will be good for
I
you.
am so happy.
Do you have
This
one?
is going to be great
Yeah,
for you.
Okay.
yeah. I think the first session is like tomorrow or
Oh,
Thursday.
okay,
I'm
good.
so happy
Because I
for
do
you,
have a
Cody.
good one
This
to
is
know.
good.
I'm
yeah,
really
you gotta
excited.
Definitely
On
let
the
us
show, too.
know.
Well,
I
we'll be able to
will.
see. We'll be able to tell.
You can probably use a lot of what they're advising you to do also for parenting.
Yeah, well, I'm still gonna be calling your person as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody getting taken
Absolutely.
care of these days.
That's
absolutely.
good. I'm happy
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
This is good.
Yeah. So I'm excited about all of that. And then, yeah, I mean, those are the things.
That's awesome.
Cute.
What about
Trying
your
to take
career?
it
What are you working on
one
in your
step
career?
at a time. I mean, we have the Black Love Summit coming up next month in Atlanta. Black Love Honors will return in November. And like lots of things that I just,
Yeah.
give me a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's the thing. All of these things are happening and
Yeah.
all of these things require so much of me. And
Yeah.
all of these things require quick, thoughtful, effective feedback from me. And it's just a lot.
Yeah.
And so the more I take care of myself, the more I can like truly tap in quickly on what I know to be true
Yeah.
and do this and do that and give that feedback and,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see bossed up Cody.
Oh,
I think
this
you're
is
going to be a lot
exciting.
happier. I think that you're such a conscious, caring person that sometimes that gets in the way of you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that when you feel comfortable doing that, it's going to transcend in all of your life and you are going to be 1,000% happier. And that is what I can't wait to experience for you.
Yeah. Transcend through all of your life. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's definitely what I'm thinking about for you too.
Yeah. This is good.
Yeah.
Them boys going to be like,
Who is this?
right.
I see
They've
you.
been so sweet, y'all.
Aw,
They've been so
That's
sweet. Like I went out
good.
of town recently and it was like my last day to take them to school and I was so worried that they were going to be mean. And so we had such a good morning. We had such a good morning. And then when I
Aw.
returned, they were just so sweet that night. And then the morning, like,
So I would like to create the connection that brings about the fact that since you have acknowledged that these are areas that you have to initiate better self-care, structure, listening to your voice, soliciting help, the universe responds in those children being sweet and kind and
universe.
rewarding you.
Yeah.
So I think it's all connected. I think it's
Yeah.
when you show up for yourself, everything else can show up for you in that way as well.
That's what's happening.
Thanks for answering that question.
No, those were
That's
good. That was a
awesome.
good question.
I would
Fee.
just like to say that the feeling of life lately has been so heavy.
girl.
I have, and I know it's not just me.
Mm-mm.
No.
I've literally spoken to every single person and been like, have you experienced? Everybody's like, yes. I mean, listen, whether you believe in it or not, that retrograde shit is real.
Girl.
And energy is real. And it was kicking our asses recently.
Yeah.
And so if you felt like it was
Yeah.
just you, it was not.
Mhm.
There was energy that was chaotic and happening and really disrupting us. And I think also what feels like it can be hard in being disruptive and challenging is just letting you know where you need to do more work. And that is the thing that I've received from that. And the message that kept coming for me was gratitude. Find the gratitude in this shit, because it is the ultimate, like, what's the word? It's the ultimate
stabilizer.
Stabilizer.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
really is.
That's the word. It's the ultimate stabilizer. It is so hard to complain when you are grateful. And so finding those things to be grateful for, even the struggle of it, because I know this is hard and I don't know what it is, but I know that when I get through it, I'm going to be so grateful for the lesson that I learned.
Girl.
Be grateful for the things that you want to believe in. I cannot express how much that has carried me through, as well as therapy, through this time. But it's really so important to know that there are real things happening to us all. And so I think we're all just definitely in a season. I think the world collectively, I think people collectively, mamas, daddies, everybody included. Like, I just think we are all being called to do more self-work in order to be able to transition to another version of ourselves. And I tweeted it the other day. It's like, low vibrational things and people gonna always try you. Your only job is to let it be a failed attempt. And granted, they just gonna try. That's all it can do. And sometimes it wins and sometimes it doesn't. But to get to that place of letting it be just an attempt, that you're so solid within yourself that you feel like you can handle whatever life throws at you.
Yeah.
Because you have faith and you have gratitude. And those are the things that I have just been really clinging on, and I want to impart to anybody who's listening out there, because it's really helped.
No, for sure.
Triggers or tests.
Yep.
Triggers, be thankful for your triggers, for they let you know where you are not healed.
I'm like,
That's
it's coming
real.
up. Stuff comes up for a reason. I feel like a lot of stuff is coming up
Yeah.
for people, and really just having to identify, like, what is my belief? How was I raised? Just questioning everything, but in a good way of like, what works for me?
And how disciplined am I with it? Like, how much do I say, are you great? Really? Oh, I'm grateful. Are you practicing? Are you expressing? Are you creating time and space to be in this talk of what you, or in this walk of what you say you talking? You know what I mean? And I think that's so important, like creating the space. I know for me, as much spiritual work as I feel like I've done and practices that I've implemented in my life, this season has called me back into, girl, get into it.
Yeah.
You better be reading these words.
I said,
Yeah. You better be reading these words, living these words, practicing these words, telling these words, sharing these, like, all of the things that I know that have gotten me through moments are being called back into my life on a deeper level. And so that's,
No, I was gonna say, I've been realizing that with my children too. Like, they've been super emotional as well. And I had to take Asia on a walk yesterday, and she was crying. And like, I'm all for crying for my children. I don't like crying, but I let them cry. But I'm also trying to help them understand there are other ways to express yourself, because crying is not the only way. And she was just like, I just get so scared. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but like, when I told her, I was like, you have to learn to take deep breaths. And she was like, well, she was talking about her schoolwork, like when it's hard. She was like, but it's so hard for me. And I was like, okay, but when you cry, does it get any easier? And she was like, no. And I said, and when you take deep breaths, does it get any easier? And she was like, no. And I said, right. So that means neither one of those things are going to fix it. But when you cry, it makes you sad. And then you have to, like, there's so many things that come after that. And I was like, and so now we're spending time with you crying, and it's, you still have to do your work at the end. I said, but when you take a deep breath, it's still hard, but now you've calmed down. And now you can tackle that with a different mindset. So I was just trying to help her to understand, like, yes, we can express ourselves and we have these feelings. And honestly, deep breaths and yoga, none of that's going to make anything not be hard anymore. But the way you handle how you feel contributes to how hard something, it adds on to that. And so really just helping them to understand their feelings as well as me, you know what I mean? And just like really being centered and living in gratitude. When you said that, like, my whole life, I didn't grow up with a lot. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, but I had the best childhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously there's things that, could have been better. But when I look back at my life, I have fond memories of my childhood, and because my mom taught us gratitude so early on. So I'm always able to find joy when things are hard. And like, remember when we were talking, me and Fee were talking like a couple weeks ago or last week, and she was just asking me about like me being frustrated about something. I was like, I think I'll be fake frustrated about stuff because I feel like I have to be, but I really don't be sad about it. Do you know what I mean? Because like, I'm going to just move on. And sometimes I just think I say that I'm upset or frustrated because it just seems like I should be saying that. But I really don't care. There's a lot of stuff that I don't care about that really doesn't like hold me down or make me feel stressed out, because I know that like everything is temporary. It's either going to be good or it's going to be bad. And I really move through my feelings pretty quickly. But I feel grateful for that, because a lot of that is just having a deep understanding and a deep gratitude that everything is momentary. And that I know that even when I'm sad, I'm probably about to be happy in a few minutes. Like, I'm going to just let this ride out. You know what I mean? And not making it a big deal. And I'm trying to teach that to my kids, like to just not let everything be so monumental in every moment. Like, this is just a simple thing to happen. Like, you can just feel a little upset, take a deep breath and like move past it. Like, it doesn't have to be your whole day.
Yeah, that
you know
detachment.
What I mean? Yes. Learning to detach is super important though, because it's not like compartmentalizing. I'm a fan of that. And everybody doesn't know how to do that, but I do.
And some people know how to do it too well.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. You like,
to the fact that they don't forget how to feel.
Okay.
Let's not go to that end of the spectrum now. There's a middle ground. Damn air signs.
Right. We're teaching him how to feel. He's in the season of feeling. Yes. I'm gonna need you to be sad in this moment. Cue sadness.
Cue sadness.
Girl.
But something too that you said, good or bad, something else that always, whenever I hear good or bad, and I have to remind myself of that as well, is there's this thing on Netflix. It was like a documentary or something that was happening before. And it was this like old story with a man. And the lesson was, who's to say what's good or bad? And basically it's like in any different perspective for what might seem like something's bad in the moment, it turns out to actually be a blessing in disguise or something good on the other end. So when things happen to us or things find us, situations that do make us feel uncomfortable or feel sad or hurt, is to just ask ourselves to just not label them as good or bad, and to allow them to just be experiences that that are happening. And that's hard because there's some terrible things that can happen.
Right. Yeah.
Losing loved ones is so hard. Like, that feels like something bad, but again, in the space of gratitude and asking yourself to say, okay, I can't change the outcome. This is something that I'm experiencing, allowing yourself to move through that so that you can get to the other side.
Yeah.
So, and and that goes for good things too.
Yeah.
Like really high moments and things that like are amazing. They're wonderful, but they also flee as well.
Yeah.
And then there's something else to follow after.
Always.
So allowing yourself to just be present and not having the expectation or the label of, whether something is good or bad.
Yeah.
True that.
Something
I feel like
Buddhist practice.
whenever an obstacle is like presented to me, I feel like I take it from a perspective of like, what is this trying to teach me? Like, trying to make that the first reaction instead of like a freak out moment. It's like, no, this is trying to teach me something.
Yep.
After this, a blessing. Like, you see the pattern in life. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's really just us mastering ourselves.
That part.
Cody, were you about to say something?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I thought you went like this.
No, I probably was like,
Yeah, girl, with the finger.
Well, I missed you ladies.
We missed you guys.
I'm glad we're all back off our little break, our little siesta. We took a little nap. But I'm glad. I'm happy to see everybody growing and glowing and living in their light. I just feel like lots of beautiful things are coming for all of us. And we just have to stay centered, keep each other aligned, tap in, tap back out.
Yep.
And just remember that all things are happening for us, not against us.
Not against us.
always a whole word.
See ya.
Bye.